Now let's talk about the town meeting warrant, usual operations, appropriations, and school changes due to school budget. Let's talk about some of those points that you have.
Yeah, the usual appropriations, the town budget is, the expenditures are only going up 1.6%. So we've really tried to keep things lower. The reason for that, quite frankly, and well, we would anyway, but having said that, we've seen a dramatic increase in our school enrollment. Right. Doubled. So as a result of that, we're going to see a sizable increase in the school budget this year. You know, it's both good and bad. It's good, the community's growing. A lot of people, it's no secret, a lot of people have moved here. And they're living in their second homes. So we've seen that growth. And, but it does, on the other side of things, we tuition all of our kids. We don't have a school system, and obviously it costs more. So people are going to see a tax increase 13 to 15%. There will be a bump this year. We've had a very low tax rate for a long time. Yes. It's still low. I mean, it still will be. I mean, $6.50 a thousand. It may go up to 7.4 or something like that. So it's still relatively low compared to a lot of towns, you know. But having said that, you will see a bump, and again, it's primarily due to the
And I'm guessing that that's probably taken place in many rural towns there.
Yeah, you've seen an increase. Yeah, we tuition our kids, so it's a little bit different. You know, we pay directly for tuition, whereas other schools throughout this may actually welcome the students, you know, because it might make it more cost effective, and they've been losing kids for a while, you know. So, but it's a little different here. We pay directly tuition. It's good for the surrounding communities because, you know, we tuition our kids to Stratton, to Kingfield, and also CVA. So, and you know, they're, I think, doing better now, doing well now. So it's all good. But as far as the town warrant goes, we'll be dealing, other than you know, again, town appropriate. We're not dealing with the school budget at this town meeting. We're dealing with, there's a couple of other things, some airport funding in there that we'd like to do to help facilitate eventually an airport taxi lane project to facilitate a lot of new hangars. And then we've got some FEMA funding that we received that we want to put in the narrow gauge pathway reserve fund. We saw two significant, well, not significant, fairly significant floods last year. It seems to be a reoccurring thing. So, you know, it costs money to fix those. So, and you know, so those are the only other articles, except for
the outdoor center. That's
right.
Yeah, that's a big project.
It is. So what's going on there is that the town has leased the outdoor center at Sugarloaf, I think, since the late 80s, early 90s. And these have been 5-year leases. In the recent 3 or 4 leases, they've been 5-year leases. And that's the proposal to continue going forward. Mm-hmm. We have had discussions with Sugarloaf about this. They remain very interested. There's a lot more, there's seemingly much more business up there. It's all good. And I ski there a lot in the winter, and there's all big weekends, the parking lots are full, the mountain bike obviously is taken off, and so it's all good. And there would be some revenue enhancements in this lease, this 5-year lease. So I think, you know, so we're negotiating with them and going through all the details of a 5-year renewal. Now, not to be voted on this time around in regards to the outdoor center, there is preliminary discussions about a significant capital infrastructure project there that Sugarloaf is interested in doing and collaborating with the town on. The town being the owner of the asset, the facility, that could potentially involve you know, a roof over the skating rink, snowmaking, tubing park, and running 3-phase power to the facility, etc. So that is not part of this discussion, this 5-year lease. And obviously, if that develops over the course of the next year, then we would need to go back to the town with funding. I think both the town and Sugarloaf would be involved in the funding, along with lease amendments. So right now, this town meeting, strictly a 5-year lease based on the current operations.
I see.